Are you tired of hitting roadblocks in your dating life? Join me for a free masterclass where I'll be revealing the 3 nice guy dating patterns that turn women off and what you should be doing instead. Unlock the secrets to creating genuine attraction. Click the link in the description to sign up now. So guys, let's talk about, are you as a guy being controlling and toxic for setting boundaries with women? There are going to be some women out there that you date that if you try to start implementing certain boundaries or saying, hey, like, don't do this, I don't like that, or you're, giving a reaction to what they're doing by saying, I'm pulling away my attention, or this isn't going to work out for me, the women will come back with a response of like, you're just trying to control me, you're just trying to be toxic. And as guys, honestly, guys, it's gonna pull at you, because if that woman in front of you is hot and you've been hooking up with her and it's been really, really good, then all of a sudden hearing that she's upset at the fact that you're trying to simply set up parameters for her to understand what you will or won't tolerate, like, it can be very easy to be like, oh, she's right, I'm being toxic, and then giving her her way. And I want to stress to you guys that ultimately the right women that are gonna wanna date you for who you are and be respectful of you will be totally fine with you saying, I don't like this, I don't appreciate this, I don't accept this. So I'm gonna read for you 2 examples of guys that are going through situations where they're trying to figure out if they're actually being controlling and toxic because either their girlfriend, now ex-girlfriend, or people around them are saying such, right? So here's this first one. This one I thought was like, I don't know how he got called controlling for this particular situation, but it's a doozy, right? So it's on the Am I the A-hole Reddit, and he says, am I the a-hole for dumping my girlfriend because she got an abortion without telling me? This is really a thing. Anyway, so he says, he's 26, girlfriend's 24. I've been with my girlfriend for a little over 2 years. Last year, we had a pregnancy scare that at the time, I thought amounted to nothing. About a week ago, we were hanging out with a few of her friends and the topic of abortion came up, and one of them accidentally let it slip about her abortion. They were under the impression that I knew. When we got home, we had a fight and I ended the relationship. Good for him. Like, that's such a huge thing for a woman to not tell you that the seed you put in her was actually going to be growing to term, and she wasn't even willing to have a discussion with you about it, what decision she wanted to make. Like, even if she was gung-ho for yes, I want to do it, the polite thing and the really honestly, the thing that she should have done is had a conversation with the guy. Hey, so I realize I actually am pregnant and I want to terminate it because X, Y, and Z reasons. I thought you should know. I'd love to hear your thoughts about that. That would have been the really proper thing to do, but she was selfish and all about herself. And I don't know why she was afraid to tell the guy or not, which a lot of people in the comments were like, well, she probably didn't tell you because you're toxic and blah, 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 which guys, just learn in life that because you're supposed to be the leader of the relationship, the downside of that is that there are going to be many people in society that when things go wrong in the relationship, they're going to pin it all on you. It's all your fault. You couldn't communicate, or she had to hide something because you weren't trustworthy enough, or because you were abusive and we weren't aware of it, but you really were. Just assume that comes with the job, all right? Anyway, he says they had a fight. Since then, she's been going around telling our friends I'm some sort of controlling misogynist that's punishing her, making a hard decision when I'm just hurt. I'm hurt she did it, and I'm hurt even more that she thought so little of me that she didn't feel any obligation to even inform me. Am I the a-hole? Now, this guy had to do an edit and said, I deleted, because he had deleted some of his comments in other threads, and people were saying in the comments, oh, well, he's deleting other comments, so he must have been a bad guy, blah, 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 blah. He said, I deleted them because you crazy Fs are stalking and harassing me. One of you literally just called me the F slur in a private message, called him gay. And so, yeah, so this is the thing where it's his boundary was, if you get pregnant with the child that we were both making, could you maybe tell me about it? Because I'd like to be informed in that before we make a decision together about what we possibly are or are not creating. And the response she had was to go around and saying, he's controlling, he's a misogynist. Yeah, he's a misogynist that was trying to hold a woman back from giving birth to a kid that she may or may not have wanted, but didn't tell him about, so there was no way he could actually do that in the first place. But that's the thing. In this case, is this guy actually being toxic or actually being controlling for simply saying, hey, if you get pregnant, tell me about it? No. But again, this woman's going to go around because he broke up with her. Now she's butthurt. She's really going through it. And so now her retaliation for that is, I'm going to go around to all of our mutual friends and say what a misogynist he is and how controlling he is and how dare he, and probably add on some other lies to really, make their friends buy in that he's a bad guy, And this is what women will do. Women will go through a relationship and be all lovey-dovey the whole time. And then at the point where you decide either it's not working out or it's toxic on your end of things or whatever like that, and you say, hey, it's not working, I'm out of here. I mean, the good thing is the guys to get better at being able to get rid of a woman when the situation, you realize it's just not in your favor or you're not feeling it anymore or whatever. But the downside to that is that you have to be prepared for women to go out there and try to besmirch your name or have your friends go against you or try to convince your friends to stop hanging out with you, X, Y, and Z. Like that stuff actually happens, So be mindful of that. But again, that does not mean that just because she's reacting that way, that does not mean that you are actually doing anything wrong for trying to set a boundary like as big as this one is, So that's the first story I wanted to go over with. I thought that was just very much like, there were so many people in the comments, both guys and girls, that were like, well, you should have been, and you were probably this way, and that's why this and that. Look, we don't know her side of the story. He could have been an abusive a-hole. Who knows? All we know is that she didn't feel the need to go tell him, oh, I got pregnant, which is a bad look regardless of how the situation was in the relationship, So that's the first one. And then the second one, okay. So this second one is a situation that I'm sure plenty of you guys, if you haven't experienced it yet, I can assure you it's going to happen. It's the time-tested girlfriend has an ex in the background that's trying to come back and she don't see it. So here's the situation. Girlfriend's 24 and he is 26. And the title is, Girlfriend Said I Was Being Unreasonable by Not Wanting Her Going Out Drinking with Her Ex. He says, I've been with my girlfriend for just under 3 years. She has had 2 previous relationships, that's what she's telling him, that both ended when they cheated on her. Her first boyfriend she has not spoken to in 6 years, and the other one she hasn't spoken to in 4 years. So to recap, the first one she hasn't spoken to in 6 years. She's 24. So that means that she was 18 when they broke up, right? So that means this is probably like a high school relationship, right? Keep that in mind as we go through this. She told me her first boyfriend recently messaged asking how she has been and just wanting to catch up. She told me about it and told me she was planning on replying. I told her I didn't see why she'd want to bother talking to him when he's not in her life anymore. And also because, I don't know, he cheated on her, but just said, I can't stop her talking to him. Bad, nope. This is a situation, guy. I know guys sometimes think, well, I don't want to look like that controlling guy, so I'm going to let her do whatever she wants to do. This is a situation where you as a guy, it is perfectly fine to say, you know what? That doesn't feel right. Like, we're in a relationship now and you want to go talk to your ex, like, that's not really a good look. Like, I don't think that you should do that. Now, at that point, if she decides to do what she wants to do, as I always tell you guys, you can't ultimately make women do things, but you can pull your attention and say, well, if that's the way it's going to be, then you know what? That's totally fine. You're in your right to do that. I will not be here when you get back from that lunch. Like, you have the right to do that because there should be no situation where you are dating a woman that is keeping exes in the background or actively trying to reconnect with exes, especially ones that she's told you have cheated on her. Like, there's a lot going on. Anyway, so he says, she told me a couple more times when he messaged, but I believe they have been messaging slightly more than that. Yes, they have. She mentioned today that he suggested them going for a drink with a few other friends and catching up. Here's the thing, for any women that watch this video, I just want you to know that this is what we call the okie doke, okay? This is where the guy in question, he's already reached out, which means he's thinking about her, trying to reconnect with her, possibly trying to get another hookup from her. And so he's trying to set up a scenario that will get her out to a specific place to get them alone. Now, what he's going to do is he's going to say, hey, we should meet her for drinks with a few of our other friends. And then she's going to get there. Oh, you know what? So-and-so canceled. Another person said they had a flat tire. And just so, right, I guess it's just us right now. Maybe somebody else will show up. In the meantime, let's talk to each other. And at that point, he's got her. He's got her where he has her alone and has the best chance of trying to talk to her, reconnect, reminisce about old times, get a little drinky drink in them. And next thing you know, they're accidentally hugging each other a little too tight accidentally kissing each other, accidentally has his stuff slid up inside her by mistake, like, oh, she tripped, fell, landed on his stuff. Like, this is the okie doke. And most women do not see it coming. Like, if you were to ask women what's going on, they'd be like, well, I mean, he just wants to meet up with me and just talk. That's all it is. Because she's not seeing the long game that this guy is doing. And so for women that are watching this, guys know this. Guys know how this works. So for a guy, when he's like, hey, don't meet up with your ex, it's not necessarily about what you're going to do. It's about knowing how other guys are, and they know how to charm their way back into your pants, all right? So for the guys that are watching this, of course, obviously, as she's saying all this, you're thinking to yourself, like, what the freak? So he just wants to happen to meet up at a bar with drinks so they can be together? Like, all this reeks of things are about to happen. Exactly, which is why you can't be the dumbass that's like, well, I trust her to have alcohol with her ex and just talk for a while. Sure, go ahead, have fun. Like, unless she had kids with this guy, there is no reason for her to want to reconnect with an old flame who again cheated on her that she dated back in high school. All this reeks of, there's a subconscious part of her that's like, I just want to go there and just see what happens. Because women live in the land of maybe. Like, she's not planning to cheat, but depending on how the conversation goes, depending on how the drinks go, depending on what you guys go after the bar, like maybe back to his place, back to his car, or whatever, maybe, and she doesn't even know that it's happening. Or she subconsciously thinks it might be happening, or worse, she knows that this is her way out and she's trying to monkey branch from you back to the ex. Either way, none of this is a good look on anybody's part. So anyway, so he said to the drinks thing, he says, I told her I wasn't comfortable with her going, and she asked why. Why do you not want me to go have alcohol with my ex? Like, alcohol is known to keep people stable and to keep them faithful. So why would you not? I just told her it's disrespectful to be out drinking with your ex. Yes. She said she just wants to catch up with him and the other friends, but I just repeated that I wasn't comfortable with her going. I said, if she chooses to go, then that will be it with us, since I'm not going to just sit back while she's out drinking with her ex-boyfriend. She said I was being controlling, but I just pointed out I was only telling her what I am comfortable with and what I'm not comfortable with. And I say, bravo to this guy for doing that, because she's going to try to make him believe that he's being controlling because, oh, you just want me to hang out with friends and you're just trying to hold me back. He didn't say you can hang out with friends. He said, you can't hang out. I don't like you hanging out with the ex. Like, that's not a good look. That creates awkward situations that could lead to potential things. And so he's in his full right. Now, here's the thing though, right? If you're a guy that is in a situation and you say to your girl, if you do that, that's fine. I'm not going to be here. You have to actually mean it. Because what most women will do is like, they'll test guys like this and then go do the thing they want to do and then come back and the guy will stay. And so this happens enough times with women in other relationships to where when they get to you, they're fully believing that there is no way you would actually leave them. Like, they are so much thinking like, he wants me so much and I'm the prize in the relationship and he has no other options out there, so I can do what I want and he's gonna have to just live with it. You have to always walk in a way that lets women know unequivocally, if things aren't going your way in this relationship, you have the ability to walk. Sadly, most men aren't able to do that because most men don't think they have a lot of options. Most men are just happy to be there and they'll take whatever beating comes their way as long as the girl gives them a pat on the back and some kisses at the end of the night. And so you got to learn to walk differently. You got to learn to not be so obsessed with women and putting them on a pedestal when you date them. Like, they're fun to have around and they can be great mates, but you also have to walk with the understanding that, like, but if she starts acting up or trying to do things like this, or starts trying to call you toxic and controlling for simply trying to say these things are not cool in their relationship, like reasonable things. Like, you saying don't go see your friends ever is not reasonable. You saying don't go see your ex ever, completely reasonable. So if she's acting off on that, then you got to be like, all right, well, best luck to you. Your stuff will be on the lawn when you get back. And you have to say it to where she can feel that you actually mean it. Because if she doesn't think that you mean it, and you probably don't, because women can read that stuff very well, and she's going to go out there and do whatever. Now, you might also be thinking, okay, but if I do that, isn't she going to be mad at me or be like, oh, how dare you this and that? She might be. And at that point, if she's really mad about it, she can leave and you can find somebody else. Or she can start to understand like, oh, like my dude actually, like, he's not a simp, for telling me not to hang out with this ex. He's seeing more than I'm seeing. Maybe I should actually listen to him. And then her actually listening to and following suit shows that she has respect for you, your leadership, and how you analyze things. And that is equally as important because we don't want women sticking around that don't respect your ability as a guy to really analyze patterns and situations and see what's actually happening. Women, sometimes they get in their feelings and their feelings cause them to miss out on what's actually going on. This woman dated this guy for a while and they were high school sweethearts. And so therefore, she doesn't have her full lens on of what this guy is possibly trying to do. But as a guy, we know what's going on. And so if she's not willing to listen to that, then there's a part of her that's probably thinking like, but I might want to swing over. You need to curtail that and either get rid of her or make her understand that you are serious about not being there when she gets back. All right. So she said, I shouldn't be telling her not to go and should be fine with her going. How would you handle the situation? So how would I handle it? Like I just said, she's like, I'm going to go talk to my exes. I'd be like, why? Well, because he's in town and I'm with this and blah, blah, blah. I'd be like, you know what? I mean, that's not really cool. Like, obviously I know you wouldn't want me going to see one of my exes that I hooked up with a whole bunch of times. So do you think that's really fair for you to do? And if she was like, well, I think I should be able to, blah, blah, blah. I'd be like, okay, great. Have a great time. You know what? It's been great dating you and best of luck to you. I will be gone when you get back. If we're not living together, it's like, okay, well then I just, best luck to you in your life and have a great time. And she probably look at me like, what are you talking about? I said, well, hey, I'm not going to tell you what you can or can't do, but I know that I don't feel like I can trust somebody or date somebody who is continuing to try to talk to exes. And so therefore, best of luck to you. And at that point, she got a decision to make. Either she can go do what she wants to do and see her ex and have a great time and we never speak again, or she can understand the severity of what I'm talking about when I'm saying I don't want her to do this and adjust accordingly. Now, if after that, I find out she's also continuing to text this guy and trying to sneak behind my back to see him, that's even more of a violation. That is instant drop off on sight. Like there's no discussion, but I had to see it because, and you understand because we had a past and our parents together and blah, 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 blah. Like, no. It's like, great, hey, you make all the excuses you want to do. I'm going to be over here with somebody else I can trust more, so best luck to you. Like this is why I'm indifferent. You can do what you want to do. It will suck that we couldn't be together longer, but I will find somebody else. That is the way that I walk about in the world. Now, if you're a guy that does not yet have the strength to do that or don't know how to build up to that and need some help, you can go to introvertdatingsuccess.com, click on the coaching tab. We can sign you up for a one-on-one phone consultation where I can help you with that, as well as with any other situation that you may be going through. In the meantime, you can also go there, check out eBooks, audiobooks, and programs. I also have a very free webinar right now called 3 Nice Guy Dating Patterns That Turn Women Off and What to Do Instead. It'll definitely give you a leg up on what not to do and how you can show up in a way that will draw women to you and allow you to keep them a lot longer. Again, it's a free webinar available at the website. Anyway, guys, that's all I got for today's video. Be sure to give this video a like and a subscribe, and I will catch you guys on the next one. I'm out. Peace.
You's a bad boy, but you can't stop, won't stop. You a high-earning, high-value, high-class man. You a high-earning, high-value, high-class man. You a high-earning, high-value, high-class man. You a high-class man. You a high-class man. You a high-earning, high-value, high-class man. You a